I thought I knew what it meant to be a minimalist. After all, I've been exploring this topic for more than 6 years. But I was wrong. I misjudged something important, and for a long time I wasn't even aware of it. It wasn't until recently that I realized I had fundamentally misunderstood something crucial. Understanding this has changed my entire daily life and positively impacts me every day. And if you're curious about what it is, then stick around and watch this video. Happy to welcome you on my channel. My name is Jasmine and I'm a singer-songwriter. I've been living a minimalistic lifestyle for over 6 years now. For a long time, I didn't consciously adopt minimalism. I kind of stumbled into it. At the time, I didn't see much reason to reduce my belongings. Letting go. There was a phase in my life where I moved quite often. Back then, we had some bad luck with rental apartments and issues like mold. I had already started selling my things secondhand here and there, but it was mostly to add a little extra cash to my budget. I didn't really see my belongings as a burden. That changed with all the moving. It became annoying and exhausting. I really started to notice how many things I owned that I never used. They just sat around taking up space. So before each move, I tried to get rid of some stuff. But honestly, it was still way too much. Mindful consumption. At that point, I was already buying a lot less than I used to. But after all those moves, I've had enough. I became very intentional and frugal with my consumption. And I started regularly decluttering or finding other ways to part with things. It felt great to let go of stuff, somehow liberating. A little like carrying a heavy backpack and gradually taking things out. And then another thing, and another. And that wasn't even all of it. Visible changes. If you've been on my channel before, you probably know I'm naturally a bit messy. I can't seem to keep things organized until I constantly discipline myself, and unless I have fewer things. That's why I always say, if I can keep something tidy with a particular method, then you can definitely do that too. Over time, it became noticeable in our home that I was taking minimalism seriously, and I thought, finally, I've got my home under control. It was a great feeling, but still something wasn't quite right, and I couldn't really put my finger on what it was. Before I reveal what the problem was, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything in the future. And together, we'll make your life lighter. Alright, let's continue. In every direction. I get bored quickly, that's why I always have multiple projects going on. For example, I make music. I love music. I've been singing for as long as I can remember, and I write my own songs. If you're interested, you can check out a link in the video description later and listen to one of my songs. But that's not the focus right now. Besides songwriting, I'm also working on a book. And I still have my regular job and my daughter, and then I do a lot of sports. And I want to make all kinds of changes at home. Somehow the day always feels too short, and that's not all. Turning point. I used to not care much about politics, but in recent years I felt like a lot of things are going downhill. So I started reading the news a lot and using X. And then I'd get upset about how incompetent some people in high offices seem to be. The problem is, getting upset alone doesn't help, does it? So you have to take action to change things and to feel better. On my channel, I often say that minimalism goes beyond material things, that it's not just about decluttering or a minimalist home. But had I really lived that way? The true meaning. Minimalism isn't just about owning fewer things, it's about focusing on what truly benefits you and what's important to you. But I wasn't living it, at least not really. I kept getting distracted by notifications and disaster headlines on my phone, by people on X with extreme opinions where discussions are difficult because they're often disrespectful, manipulative, or intolerant of other views. I didn't realize how much time and energy I was wasting on these things, and that this behavior doesn't align with minimalism at all. And that's not all. It's great to have a lot of ideas and pursue them, but it's frustrating to have 15 unfinished projects lying around because I simply don't have time to work on them all at once. That's not very minimalistic either, is it? And it probably won't help me achieve my dreams or give me the sense of freedom that is, for me, the ultimate reason to embrace minimalism. Change. I realized things couldn't continue like that. So I decided to apply minimalism to these areas too. No more news, no more eggs. Unless I get involved in politics myself, there's no point in constantly getting upset. And I'm much calmer and less irritable when I skip the news. And instead of political programs, we now watch travel documentaries at home, and I enjoy those much more. So, what exactly did I do wrong? I'd say I treated minimalism purely as a method to get rid of stuff and make my life simpler. That's certainly part of it, but it's not everything. The space we create isn't just in our closets, it's also in our hearts and in our minds. I hope this video helps you make your life a little freer and more self-determined. If you like this video, please share it so that it can be useful to even more people. And if you and I meet again next time, I will be delighted. Until then, all the best, Jasmine.